Bianca Belair crushes unexpected opponent to qualify for Elimination Chamber match. Tonight's episode of SmackDown featured Bianca Belair in a qualifier for the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The EST put on quite the performance, absolutely crushing an unexpected opponent. The opponent in question was none other than Chelsea Green's Secret Service member, Piper Niven. The Scottish star had a bone to pick with Belair, and she tried to do so tonight on the blue brand, but to no avail. Niven likely holds Bianca Belair responsible for what happened at the Royal Rumble last weekend. After all, the EST inadvertently played a role in Chelsea Green's elimination by pulling Naomi out of the way and allowing Niven to push the hot mess off the ring apron. Unfortunately, Niven was unable to get her revenge tonight. While she had her moments, the women's tag team champion was too much for her. Utilizing her incredible strength, Belair ended the match by hitting a KOD in the middle of the ring. That was a huge win for Bianca Belair, who now joins Lev Morgan in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. It will be interesting to see who else joins the two women in the hellish structure. Regardless, the EST will aim to be the last woman standing in Toronto, Canada. Bianca Belair advances to Elimination Chamber on SmackDown. Bianca Belair and Piper Niven battled in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match on SmackDown. Lev Morgan won her qualifying match on Raw this past Monday, leaving 5 spots left. Now, only 4 remain. Both women were bringing the fight, and Piper, who had Chelsea Green by her side, had a solid upper hand early on, even nailing a sin bomb on the floor to Belair. But Bianca, who is one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, battled back. In the end, it looked like Piper had this match in the bag, but after Bianca hoisted Piper up in the air, she nailed the KOD for the victory. Bianca is headed to the chamber. Bianca Belair to vacate WWE Women's Tag Team title as Jade Cargill's attacker is revealed. Possibility explored. Bianca Belair has kept the Women's Tag Team title despite Jade Cargill's injury. The latter has been sidelined since late November due to a backstage assault on SmackDown, and it is unclear when she will make a return during her absence. Naomi stepped up and aided the EST, helping her retain the championship. The duo has successfully defended their titles on several occasions, but with Cargill set to return in the coming weeks, it will be interesting to see if she looks to reunite with Bianca Belair and reclaim the title she never lost. A report from John Alba of Sports Illustrated suggested that Jade has been training at the Performance Center for weeks and is nearing her comeback. Although she has not yet been medically cleared to compete, that WWE executives expect this to happen at some point during the road to WrestleMania, and when she returns, she is expected to reveal the identity of the mystery attacker. This superstar could possibly be Naomi. The reigning tag team champion might have assaulted Cargill backstage to take her spot and become champion alongside Bianca Belair. However, Jade could go after Naomi when she returns, seeking revenge on that occasion. Naomi could turn heel and explain why she attacked Cargill, while Bianca Belair could turn on the 37-year-old and be forced to vacate the women's tag team title as she began her feud with her former friend. Should this happen, it could set the stage for a match at WrestleMania 41, where Bianca or Jade could face off against Naomi. Bianca Belair praises women's division talent after new titles introduction. A few months ago, WWE introduced 2 new titles in the women's division, generating more excitement for fans and elevating the level of competition in the women's division. These new titles were the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Raw, and the Women's U.S. Championship, SmackDown. During an appearance on the Battleground podcast, Bianca Belair expressed her excitement about the introduction of the new titles and praised the women's roster in WWE. "I see it affecting the women's division in such a positive way. Right now, our roster is the best it's ever been. It's the most stacked it's ever been. I think that it's amazing. I've been able to accomplish a lot in a very short amount of time, and I've been able to hold a lot of titles. Those 2 new titles, they're very shiny and pretty, and those women that are holding those titles are amazing women. So anyone that could take those titles from those women that hold those titles right now, that's a huge accomplishment. But yeah, our roster is just so stacked, so we're getting more opportunities because we're showing up and we're showing out," EST of WWE said. Lyra Valkyria and Chelsea Green became the respective inaugural champions, and it remains to be seen if Bianca Belair will soon emerge as a challenger to the newly introduced titles. Bianca Belair, Dustin Rhodes, and others react to WWE star Big E's personal announcement. Several current and former WWE personalities, including Tonga Loa, Bianca Belair, and Dustin Rhodes, recently took to social media to react to Big E's personal announcement. In his post, the former New Day member talked about his latest project. In March 2022, Big E suffered a neck injury, which sidelined him from in-ring competition indefinitely. However, the 38-year-old continues to be a part of WWE and represents the company wherever he goes. The former New Day member is also often seen on the pre-show and post-show panels of almost all the big Stanford-based promotion events, including the most recent Royal Rumble. The former WWE champion recently took to Instagram to write about his new project outside the world of professional wrestling. Big E is all set to give a voiceover to the Bulldozer character in the new animated series, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, on Disney+. Several current and former WWE personalities, including Tonga Loa, Dustin Rhodes, Santos Escobar, Angelo Dawkins, Wade Barrett, Ivar, Amos, Mia Yim, and more, reacted with a like on Big E's post. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair and Renee Paquette left comments on it. "Look, I wasted too much of my time in the Rumble trying to help out some ingrates who I'm no longer friends with, trying to save them and whatnot. So I should have focused on me. That's the lesson." Big E said that it remains to be seen if Big E will ever reunite with the New Day in the future. Bianca Belair unveils new look ahead of WWE Smackdown. Bianca Belair unveiled a new look ahead of this week's episode of WWE Smackdown. Belair was in action in the Women's Royal Rumble match at the Premium Live event this past Saturday night, but was eliminated by Nia Jax. The EST and Naomi are currently the reigning women's tag team champions. Jade Cargill used to be in a tag team with Belair, but has not been seen on WWE television since she was attacked by a mystery star in November 2024. But the 35-year-old took to Instagram today to reveal a new look. She shared several photographs of herself wearing glasses, and you can check out the champion's new look in her post below. There have been recent reports that Belair could be in line to challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. Charlotte Flair won the Women's Royal Rumble match and confronted the Eradicator on this past Monday's edition of WWE Raw. Former WWE writer suggests Bianca Belair was unhappy in tag team with Jade Cargill. Vince Russo recently suggested that Bianca Belair may have been unhappy in a tag team with Jade Cargill. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riding with Russo show, the legend noted that Belair used to be a massive single star, but that is no longer the case. Russo added that the veteran was not progressing in her career by becoming a tag team star and had been taken out of the spotlight. Bianca Belair was a women's champion. "So she's here," gestures high. "Oh, okay, Bianca, now we're going to put you with Jade Cargill, and you will be tag team champions." "Bro, that's here now," gestures low. Thinks about that. If I am Belair, I am like, well, wait a minute. I was the women's champion. Now you're going to put me in a tag team? I would have an issue with that. That's not progressing, that's coming down. He said Bianca Belair and Naomi successfully defended the Women's Tag Team Championship against Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend on last week's episode of WWE NXT. It will be interesting to see what the company has planned for the champions on the road to WrestleMania. Bianca Belair shares unseen video of her whipping megastar